So this is a move that will help, yes?
I hate to be the skeptic, but I don't believe so. Let me explain why. You've been to the border, you'll understand this. You know, it sounds good when they first roll it out, but you've got to look at the details. There's nothing about increasing deportations. There's no agreement with Mexico to take people back. And it just creates a very arbitrary threshold for denying asylum claims. I've talked to a lot of people throughout the day today trying to make sure that I'm right on this because, hey, 30 years in law enforcement, if this was actually going to help secure the border, I would support it. But 3 years in, when this administration didn't want to do anything, they claimed they couldn't do anything, and they're rolling this out at the last minute, just kind of reeks of political theater. And according to all the agents I spoke to today, it really is. It's not going to change the dynamic on the border. And one other thing, Chris, we've talked about this before. Immigration and border security, two separate things, definitely interrelated. But when it comes to border security and national security, over 1,000 illegal entries a day shifts the dynamic on the border to where the Border Patrol is overwhelmed and they're only reactive. They're not proactively patrolling the border. They can't. That allows the cartels to script who and what enters in that second wave. So this number of 2,500 and even the second number of 1,500, it literally just normalizes the cartel being in control of the border, and it acts like that's a meaningful threshold. The illegal entry should be zero.
Illegal entry should be zero. So the president says, yeah, I can't do that, though, because I need Congress to increase staffing and processing agents and tribunals and magistrates in order to stop the flow, and the Republicans won't work with me.
So again, partial truths. So good policy makes it significantly easier to control the border. But you do need some of those legislative changes, and I'll come back to that in a minute. However, bad policy makes it completely impossible to control the border because of the enticement of basically getting into the United States and getting released. So it all really comes down to catch and release. You know, I was very openly against the Senate bill. It had some good provisions in it, but even the Border Patrol Union walked away once they actually read it because these things have to work together to actually secure the border, and there was more bad in it than there was good. No one's talking about H.R. 2 anymore, which was a House bill that was passed that really would have secured the border, but the Senate refused to actually take that up and negotiate it, just like the House basically balked at the Senate bill. So, you know, politics are alive and well, and America is the one losing right now. But here's the other piece. This administration literally just keeps hiding facts. Like literally they could have talked today about the fact that they're still going to need to get Mexico to take people back. They're going to have to increase deportations. They're not being transparent with America about the second and the third requirements or the second, third order of effects. That's what troubles me the most.
So also, you know, the problem with Remain in Mexico, I mean, obviously Rodney knows all this. He taught me a lot of it. That gets a lot of time in the hype parade, but it was not the biggest deterrent effect. Mexico policing the entire border the same way made a difference. The home country agreements that they had in place made the difference. There was a whole infrastructure that was in place with foreign countries that the Biden administration negated, and it dated all the way back to Clinton. It wasn't always the providence of Republicans to want to secure the border. So politically, this will look like a step, but it's also recognizing that he hasn't done anything for 3 years. So at the end of the day, you think that when the union comes out and speaks and the men and women down there make it known, they're going to say, this is too little, too late?
I won't speak for the union, but I do want to just thank you for highlighting, especially for your viewers. We don't always have time to cover all this. The Biden administration walked away from a 27-year strategy that was supported by all the administrations prior, started by Clinton, about deterrence, preventing the illegal entry. President Biden today, for the first time at the podium, actually admitted that entering the country without documents is a crime, even if you're going to try to claim asylum. I thought that was a good step forward. We literally need to actually secure the border so we simply know who and what is coming into our country. We need to enforce the laws on the books. And yes, Congress needs to step up and close some of the loopholes. We haven't even talked about child trafficking. And again, today, This executive action doesn't touch that gigantic loophole of the Flores agreement that is literally fueling child trafficking, just like the Senate bill didn't touch it either. And that was two reasons that I couldn't support that
And
bill.
you got the dreamers still in limbo, trying to live their lives here, denied access to privileges that they should have. They know no other life, came here as children. Catch and release is the biggest problem, but you're going to need resources if you're going to be able to deport people and hold them and send them back home. That's where catch and release came from. Part of it was a humanity appeal and playing to the left flank, but it was also a practicality. So we got to do better. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.